outside. I see it coming. Outside, I see it in the air. It's in the heart. It's in the heart. The winter's calling. Calling. It'll take you there. Outside, on the horizon.
What could I do but wait for her return? For love cannot cement itself in one. With only half a book one may not learn. An angel with one wing finds flight is done. Locked in my tower, stranded in my pit, requiring rescue from my helplessness. Unfit to soar, so only could I flit, exhausting patience that I fain possess. What could this be that shines before me now? An overture from she who draws me in. An ox to place before the idle plow, copper to fortify the common tin.
First day of spring sunshine. Earl Grey tea and talk across the yellow linen cloth. Beyond the glass, churlish leaves, Alaman left and swinging their partners. A garden rake scrapes fiddlehead, curls, lifts the soggy blanket from shivering shoots. Pink and mauve kites trail seaweed streamers. Saucy black tennis skirt flirts with frilly pants. 5-year-old Catherine knows how to garden, so can she come help when time comes to plant?
Is this? This is. This is this. Is this? Is this is? Not poetry.
Making, is this not making poetry? Is this not making poetry? Is this not making, is this not, is this not, is this not, is this not making poetry? Is this, is this?
Well, here's a story about an egg with a crack. He walked on stilts around rap, rap, rap. He went doo-ba-da-bee-da-da-boo-da-ba-ba, and we all followed him down to hell. Now one morning dawning, a girl with a grin got a belly all full up with a sugary blend. She was bumming, she was humming. She had nothing like a suntan. She was really hungry by the lunch bell, tonkin' boom, 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 boom. She wore boots as big as matches, and she wore them with pride. She's the master of patches. Her room was a pigsty. She had those nervous little fingers.
These strategies will not work. Wealth will only make you richer, but you will still be greedy. Beauty will not suffice. You may get a facelift, but you will still be a horrible person. You may go to school and get several degrees, but you will still be a liar. You may join a club, a church, a football team, a political party, but you will still be afraid. The revolution is in your mind. You won't find it anywhere else. Write a song, a movie. You may be in a movie or on TV, but you will still be self. You may buy a big screen TV, a cell phone, a house, a car. You'll still be who you are.
On the recommendation of a friend who worked in the HR branch at his workplace, he'd gone to see a therapist. Joan had listened to him describe his problem. She asked him how he understood his inability to achieve an orgasm during sexual intercourse. He had struggled with himself to find answers to these questions. He told Joan about his failed relationship with Mansoura and the pain he felt after she rejected him. Mansoura had hurt his pride. He had contemplated asking her to marry him, he explained to Joan, despite the difference in their ages. He had hoped marriage might give him something real to hold on to. After the breakup with Mansoura, he bottled up his pain. It came out in random bursts of anger towards a stupid woman in his office or a noisy teenage girl in the subway.
Bullets hit past me, I can hardly breathe. One hit my chest, I don't even breathe. You wanna hit my heart? You should've hit my sleeve. My hurt is pure, it's so good to see. I got a gun too, but it ain't any good. My gun is a venomous, made of wood. When the bullet hits fire, the spark hits the grave. My gun catches fire, I feel the pain. Now I have bullets in the cold fire. I burst the bird friend, then they broke through. The blue was ice, the frozen inside. First the pain numb, and then went the pride. If I had your gun, would it even shoot? If I throw a tree without the roots, without anger inside, I decided to leave the war zone. It just wasn't my style. I ain't see nothing, I can't see shit. If I can't see nothing, no, I can't see shit. If I can't see nothing, no, I can't see shit. If I can't see nothing, then I might as well stay.
I am lonely. I feel empty. I feel betrayed. I'm running scared. Please help me. And I remember when I was 17. And I wrote a song for you. And I was in this similar state. And you shared some words with me. And hey, everyone, this was how it went.
The first one she saw was a tall, slim man wearing a wide-brimmed hat. His stern face was accented by a slim mustache and heavy-lidded eyes. She had stopped playing with her blocks, stopped trying to spell cat and dog and car, and looked up at the stranger, curious. But he seemed harmless, the same as when stray cats or field mice jumped in through an open window to scuttle across the kitchen floor. A stranger, an oddity, a curiosity. And she had gone back to her block, spelling things like top and sad.
And so this next one's called Drama's Poster Child.
It's a little too late just to come back around here. It's never too late just to say you are gone. I took some time to appreciate all the growing up that I've done. And here you've come along with situations you're so fucking wrong. What made you think that I'd be sitting on the brain? Cause I used to be there for you when your peeps left you. Who did you run to? But when I needed you the most, you decided to take no post. Your drama's poster child. Better walk your mouth, get the step and sing so long. To go on and on.
I remember your tears were on my face. Your tears were falling down on my face, washing over me. And I tried to thank you. I tried to say, why the tears? But I was spirit then. Gone. And that's where the memory ends.
My next poem is written as protest to all wars. It focuses on the bombing of Belgrade in 1990s. Tell him, they are not blasts of firecrackers or TV screens, dispelled by the thumb press. Death is real. Each way a child dies is lonely. Tell him, the girl whose eyes smashed the wall when firecrackers smashed through the roof stands in darkness, holding a mirror. Her lipstick scarred across her face.
Clouds gather, ominous and threatening. The seagulls preen their feathers, figuring out the weather. The sky grows menacing, wind gusts through the trees, branches brace and leaves scatter. Squawking, the birds call out to each other and rise in a flutter. The eagle spreads its wings and glides in ever-widening circles. On the crest of the gale he rides, in excitement of the coming storm. Then, suddenly, lightning strikes. A jagged crack in the sky ignites, and loud thunder bursts. Pent up and helpless, the clouds give in. No longer able to hold their weight, raindrops fall. Thank you.
We keep on reinforcing borders, crazy notions too, like us and them are civilized, whose terror works for you. CNN is a war dance. You're riding your smart bomb, TV commercials, your Top Gun. We're dealing with the system, should we Jesus with
Has been stopped. I said the evolution of man has been stopped. I said the evolution of man has been stopped. Has been stopped. Has been stopped. We chose to become a flock. Humanity, one of a kind. Biology that just got used. The spiritualistic ways that now it's turned into the demon. The rock rhythm that playing. You can see it where you can feel them, but you can't see where it's really coming from. You just take a guess. Now you live in a messenger, living in a lot of stress. And now you understand that you never can be the best. So give it a rest. Don't even try, just sit back and say bye. Quit your day job. That people just leave you back in the lobby. Break started as a security guard. Old people down enough to get in line, get a job. I say no, fuck that. Why?
Down in the valley the serpent spoke. Ezekiel prophesied. Seek you all the valley for the dead man's bone. Never a bone is dry. Ezekiel called for wind fall to breathe on the bones all slain. Ha! Behold, he heard a noise, every bones are his, no one to gather and to live again. Well, the graves all opened and the bones stood up, they covered the skin again, and they stood on their feet like my Lord's army, and all them bones was a men, my Lord. Bones was a living man.
She was my sister, even though we had different parents. Even though I had never visited her family's shanty on the outskirts of Monterrey, just as she had never seen my family's suburban New York house. Even though she wore a frayed yellow dress and was on her way to the market to sell chewing gum, while I wore a starched plaid uniform and was on my way to school. Each morning we met on a grassy field halfway between our houses. We walked hand in hand, picking flowers, sharing secrets that only the ground beneath could hear. But then, one morning, they came with their shovels. "Stand back," they commanded. Perplexed, we obeyed, as they started to dig a muddy ditch between us, then built a chain-linked fence separating us. We placed our hands against it, passed friendship bracelets through the holes, picked the dandelions that grew alongside it, and blew their seeds through so that the flowers would grow thick enough to knock that wall down.
Well, my nanny was a crook, man.
Really?
Yeah. She would steal from my mom's purse upstairs. My mom said, "Where are those pearls?" She'd say, "I don't know. Me no loco, you loco."
That's fuck. I didn't know you were Spanish, man.
No, she was.
I thought you were Irish.
I don't
or
speak.
Canadian or whatever, like everybody else in this room. I noticed that at Ryerson, people say, like, "Where are you from?" I'm from Sri Lanka, my family's from Lebanon, but in reality, they're like third generation Canadian, and, I think that's kind of lame, because we're all Canadian. But,
what about laughter, though, man?
Yeah, laughter. Did you know that even animals laugh?
Is that so?
That is so. Young rats engaged in activity resembling play emit a 50 kilohertz chirp that is analogous to noises made by dogs, chimpanzees, and human beings.
What? 50 kilohertz? No kidding.
Madonna is a controversial figure for many, including many of her fans. And yet my love affair with her started a long time ago. It was 1984 when I first started paying attention to her music, right after the Like a Virgin album came out. I was impressed by virtually every song, especially Like a Virgin and Material Girl. I felt that these songs had and videos had a deeper meaning than what first appeared to be.
Now's the time to say good night. Good night. Sleep tight. Now the stars turn out their light. Sleep tight. Good night. Sleep asleep for me. Sleep asleep for you. Good night. Sleep tight. God loves you. Even if nobody else does.
And in the end, I must warn you, do not end your affiliations with the religiously affiliated associations.